Hey everyone, I'm Shannon and welcome to another review video of Survivor Australia. I'm going to be doing 2 episodes tonight, so episode 15 and 16, just because I need to catch up a little bit. Been a little bit slack with the video upload. I was going to do it last night, but I just ran out of time, and as I said, been a little bit slack. So as I said, in these videos I just try and point out things that stand out to me in the episode. There probably are some, I could probably go on a lot about these episodes, but I just choose not to. I just choose key little things just for me that stand out to me, maybe not stand out for you guys, but what I normally do is I just write out a list and just talk through them, and pretty much just my opinions and thoughts on the show. And I try and give a little bit of input to how I would play the game as a person who applied for the show and was unsuccessful. I'd love to play this game, so but just getting into it straight away. Talking about the auction and the merge. The merge was pretty good. I think it, as expected, it was pretty predictable in that sense that it was going to happen. It would have been good to see Phoebe go through to the merge, because I think she would do a really good job. In this part of this phase of the game, and but it's for everyone else's sake, they needed her out of the show, so for their game. But yeah, one thing I was a bit shocked with the auction was letters from home, or just a video footage from loved ones from home, and I think a lot of people were holding out on their money just for that. I know if I was playing the game I probably would, and I'd probably be devastated and go, oh shit, didn't predict that. I definitely thought there was going to be letters from home of some sort, but obviously not. The second thing that I think was good, it's not really a big thing, I don't think it's a big thing, but talking about Connor. Connor really hasn't been playing this game smart at all, and this is probably the smartest thing I've ever seen from him, which was 2 smart plays, and I'll go through them. One was noticing that there is 2 teams within this merge still there, and still knowing that he's on the bottom. He was from Sanapu, but he's not a part of Sanapu anymore, and they made that quite clear to him, I think, that he wasn't not a part of that tribe anymore. And the other smart move was giving his things away that he got at auction to the people that he was with. I think that was a good move. Very heroic way of doing something. If I was him, I would have done the same thing. It's just, I think it's quite normal. I think that's it's not really strategy, but I think it was a good move. He definitely won some brownie points with those people. And talking about Lee and Nick, talking about their advantages in the game. For Nick's sake, he needed something like the idol, and even though it does paint a big target on his back, there's already a target on his back, whether he knew about it or not. So chances are, and I think he knew that he was a target in this game, and so he needed it. I think it's kind of funny when you see him turn around and go, I should burn this. 90% of me wants to burn this and get rid of it and play the game differently to how I played it when I started playing the game. What he's got to understand is he is playing a different game to the start phase of the game. It's completely different now. Completely different. And yes, he can go about it and telling people he's got the idol and whatnot and try and seem like he's a good guy. The point is that he's burnt so many people and he's become so untrustworthy to the majority. There's nothing he can do that's going to fix that, that's going to change people's minds or perceptions about him. So his best bet is take the idol and play it. That's the smart move. I don't see him winning the game. I see him going a little bit further into the game, but that's pretty much about it. So, good on him. He's gotten this far in the game so far, but we'll see what happens. Lee, with his little game advantage, it's kind of an interesting one. I can't recall seeing it in another season, but in saying that, it is quite a powerful advantage used right. And the thing for Lee is, he's got to play it. He's got to play it at the right time, because if he doesn't play it at the right time, he's going to go home. But it's also, does he play it for himself, or does he play it for Elle or somebody he's really close to? Knowing that their head's on the chopping block and he can potentially stop that from potentially happening. So, Jonathan said he could only play it, the last chance he could play it is when there's 5 people left in the game. And so I think if he gets down to the final 5, then regardless, I think he should play it. Just because I think it's just gonna, it pretty much makes him guaranteed that he's gonna go to the final 4. And if he can make it to the final 4, he's in with a real shot of winning this game, because he is a very physical, strong player. And if they're doing a very physical, strong challenge, and I reckon there's going to be one, and that is a prediction, they're going to do a really big physical challenge down when it's around about the final 4, final 3, and he'll want to be ready for that. So he can use it down at the final 5, get him into the final 4. From there, he's in with a real shot of winning this game. And he's done really nothing to throw anyone else under the bus thus far, and really he hasn't really. Yeah, he's probably told some little lies, but it's nothing compared to what Nick did. So yeah, again, he's in with. I think if he gets that far, he's in with a real shot. This is pretty funny. This is something I really want. I did want to talk about as soon as I seen it. The pink bracelets. You could see Connor was getting a bit worked up about it, and a few people getting a bit worked up about it, going, "Oh, what are these? What do these bracelets mean? Oh, is this like a secret thing to say that people are in alliance with these people, like with each other?" The correct answer to that is no. It's not. That's not what it means. What it is, it's a seeding technique. It's a strategy technique. Well, you can use it. You can see it's a strategy technique. It is, it's a form, whether they realise it or not, whether Elle and Brooke or Flick realise it or not, and part of me thinks they don't. I'm a bit conflicted if they do or they don't. But what it really is, it's a seeding method that is linked to NLP, which it's pretty much what it is. It's like it's like a, to simplify what it means building rapport with somebody on a physical level and on an emotional level, in terms of friendship. And it's the same thing when Kate said, "Connor, here's my trust," and took nothing that was in her hand and opened up Connor's hand and put it in there, and it was, "Here's my trust." Same sort of thing as that. It's building a very strong connection between the two people, but in their case it's a group of people, and it's something that's actual physical. So these people are reminded every time when they look at this bracelet that they're all friends. And yes, they're somewhat in an alliance, but for the people that made it, that's not what it stands for. It's a manipulation tactic. It's to make people think that they're safe and they are, when they're really not. Seeing Christy got one. Why would Christy get one? Right? They're doing that because they see Christy as someone who's not as dangerous as Nick, because I believe Nick didn't get one. So in Christy's eyes, she's acting like, oh, well, I'm safe, I've got this. I think that's the reason why Christy voted against the minority in this episode, and she flipped. I'm not saying the bracelet was the biggest key in that, but it's definitely a factor. This is a manipulation tactic to make people think who have got them, apart from the alliance of three, which is Elle, Brooke, and Flick. Everyone else is expendable. So it's just a method or a tactic or whatever you want to call it to make people think, put them under the assumption that they are okay, they are safe when they're really not. And it's a smart play. A little bit dangerous, sort of, but it's a smart play. It's making people think something when, it's like being in the ocean with a great white shark. You don't know about it until it's hit you. So, talking about the challenge now. I like the challenge. I thought it was pretty good. It was about time we've seen something like that. I thought Kylie was going to win it. But one thing I did have an issue with the challenge, and it was at the time in the challenge when they took one arm off and they could only hold on with one arm. I've watched the episode twice over, just to make sure, and at no point does Jonathan say that you can't switch arms. He says you can't hold on at the same time with both arms. So when Christy swapped her arms over, can't remember right now because it's just lost me, but she swapped arms. I don't know if she touched the poles at the same time, but I know when Kylie did it, Kylie did not touch the pole with both arms. I believe she fell down with her legs still tied around it, pulled herself up with the other arm, and that it was just a rule that was not specified at the time of the game starting, or when Jonathan said, "Nah, that's it. You can only hold on by one arm." So that, I thought that sort of, if that was the rules, that's cool, but it should have been stated that was the rules. So again, just a bit of a letdown because I'm going for Kylie. I want her to win, but it just sucked because I knew she had it. I knew she had it in her, and she could have won it. And as I said, my prediction is that Kylie was going to be the strongest out of all the females playing the game. I think even better than Kate. I always said if I was playing the game, Kylie is somebody that I would take through, I'd play with up until the merge, and then I want to get out. I want to get her out as soon as possible. Now how the game is gone, that would not be my strategy. Seeing and watching how this game's going, my strategy would be gunning for Flick and Brooke, because they are the two strongest people in this game at the moment. They are running it, and do I think they're doing a good job of it? They're not doing a good job. It's just people are following them. People are playing their game. They're not playing their own games. They're playing their games and hoping that through their games they're going to be taken to the end, and somehow they may get into the final two and then win it. But they're definitely the two strongest people in this game. If you could break that up, then I'd be gunning for the most physical players in the game. That's what needs to happen right now. So it brings me down to just before the merge, you're seeing that Connor and Sam really wanted to talk to each other, and everybody was watching them like a hawk. I think the reason why Connor was voted out, and you're seeing the people in Vavel's votes go all over the place, is because of the communication breakdown within that group, within the tribe, simply because you had a lot of the Sanapu members watching, and you could see it when Sam and Connor walked off to go talk. Brooke walked up, which by the way was a smart move by Brooke. Even though I don't want her to win, it was a very smart move. She definitely walked up and made the whole thing awkward to be around. what Connor should have said and Sam should have said is like, hey, look, we're just having a chat, just bugger off for a sec. And then what Sam should have said is, look, I'll come and talk to you a bit later, right? Just to make her feel at ease. But they already knew that Sam might flip and go with Connor. But that was Connor's moment to shine, because he was taking control. He was in control, going, yep, let's go for a walk. And Sam was following him, followed by Brooke. And when turned around and seen Brooke was there, he should say, look, I'm going to talk. You need to go. Right? And she may have even, like, by him doing that shows that he's got guts. His head's already on the chopping block. He had nothing to lose. It's going for broke. And she may have called her bluff and gone, and then she might turn around and go, yep, okay, cool. Or she might just go, no, I'm going to stay here. I want to listen to what's being said. Or don't you trust me? She would have said, don't you trust me? And Connor, if I was Connor, I would have said, no, I don't. I said, I don't trust you, so I don't want you here while I'm talking to this guy. So, bugger off. You know, I would have, at that point, I would have become, in a way, hostile. I would have really challenged her on her authority in that sense and gone bugger off and been very direct about it, because he had nothing to lose. And I think if he had done that, he would have got a real good conversation out of Sam. I think if a lot of the people in the group also did that, didn't give a shit about what the people in Snapper were doing, who cares if they're being watched? Go off and talk somewhere. Make sure you go off out in the open where you can talk and see if people are watching you or trying to get close to listening in on you. Because they could have thrown this game on its head then. They could have done it then, and it didn't happen. So, and as you got to see, kind of went home and people were voting all over the shop. So, it sucks, but, unfortunately, sometimes you only get one opportunity to learn from your mistakes, and sometimes you get maybe a few or a couple times to learn from your mistakes. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it was a good show nonetheless. So that's all I have for episode 15, but I'll be doing episode 16 shortly, so I'll be uploading that as well tonight. So yeah, I hope you like the episode, like it, share it if you want. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Keep watching Survivor Australia, and I'll see you next time. Bye.